Welcome to the official Universal Disney Nuts podcast. If you're passionate about Central Florida theme parks like we are, then you've come to the right place. Now on to the show. Here's your host, Bill Balcerski.
Universal Disney Nuts. I am Bill, your host. Welcome back to the show, everybody. UDN Live.
Happy belated birthday, podcast host.
I thought you said pothead.
Pothead?
Well, that was weird.
I have questions.
So do I. Well, maybe it's a green
he's
thumb.
Really not.
Awkward.
Green thumb, maybe.
Happy belated birthday to the podcast.
Yes, thank you very much. My birthday was on the
You're
13th of August. I am old. Thank you for pointing that out, Dave.
And shout out to his crew at work who decorated his desk for his birthday. It was amazing.
Yes, everybody at work is absolutely amazing, and shout out to them. For those who don't know, I went into work the following Monday after my birthday, and there were rubber duckies all over my desk. And
Like 52 little mini rubber duckies.
yeah, we still have a couple of the rubber duckies in the pool, and it was fun. It was a good time. That noise in the background is actually thunder rolling through. We had some rain. A little bit cooler now that the rain has come down, which is nice.
Yes.
It's nice. We're back at it for another show, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a hot minute since we've been together.
Yeah, Indy.
Yeah.
But
stupid adult
What the
requirements.
heck?
we can only accumulate that to life, you know.
I'm your county dollars at work. Just remember that.
Right. Trying to schedule or work around 3 schedules is tough sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to put this podcast out every 2 weeks, but if there's a gap in between there, you can pretty much just come to the point where it's just like life, right?
Yeah.
But there is a ton to get to.
Yes.
We're going to hit the hot spots. We're not going to cover everything because this will be a 4-hour podcast.
Yes. There's been a lot that's been going on.
Yeah, so let's kind of get into it. We're going to start with some updates. New dining changes are coming to Disney, and this information is Amanda from Theme Park Tourist. She rocks. Obviously, we talked last podcast about the Boardwalk Deli. That was exciting, right?
Yes. They just had their grand opening.
Yeah, we have to get the cannolis.
Yes. We
Absolutely.
need to go down there.
And the other things, well, really, honestly, there's a whole list of things coming out. Permit filing suggested there is an opening coming up for Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Yeah, that's the new sit-down restaurant over in Toy Story Land at Hollywood
Yeah.
Studios.
It's on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Well, the file was permitted by Imagineers and suggested a long delay, but now it's open soon. They're going to announce it on D23 in September.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't think it's open yet. Is it open yet?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. They're still building it. Okay. Chicken Guy has expanded. If you've ever been to Disney Springs, you know that Chicken Guy is the Guy Fieri fast food restaurant that's right there across from Coca-Cola next to Planet Hollywood.
Yep. They
Underrated
opened a
essence.
whole new dining room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got one in Winter Park now. Mayor Mills and, what is it? Mills and Fairbanks. Used to be the old Steak and Shake location.
Really?
Moved down. Yeah, that's his first
Interesting.
freestanding one, and supposedly they're going to expand out from there.
Well, it's really, really good that they did that because they were really hard up for seats. Like if you went to the Chicken Guy fast food area, people were waiting up to half an hour just to find seats. So
busy, that's for sure.
Never been there yet.
yeah, and the expanded section has USB ports for charging your phones and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and there's outdoor seating and there's
And then a recent announcement from Oga Cantina out of Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, if you will. Fuzzy Tauntaun, the new drink. Well, it's sort of new.
I was going to say it's coming back.
It's coming back, right? Apparently it's a
Phone
fan
call to come
favorite.
back?
Yeah, been here for years. So apparently this is a fan favorite. It consists of Citron Peach Vodka, shout out to P. Diddy, Bowls Peach Schnapps, orange juice, tangerine, pure cane sugar, and a Buzz Button tingling foam. I have questions.
I bet you do.
Seriously, tingling foam? I bet it's that stuff that it's got, you know, like when you eat sour candy and you got that fuzzy feeling? I'm assuming that's something like that. I don't know. But go check it out. Oga's Cantina, Star Wars Galaxy Edge. Ask for the Fuzzy Tauntaun. only $25 a drink. Sure. Anybody who's been in there, it's a really cool thing, especially if you're a big Star Wars fan. But the thing you have to remember is it's really tough to get in. And once you get in, you are literally on top of everybody. I was not a fan. And truth be told, neither was your brother. But I think at the end of the day, it's got a place.
It was a cool experience.
It was a cool experience. And if they had a second floor, I think it would be next level.
Yeah.
Because they just can't handle the volume of people that are trying to get in there. And once you get in there, it's like a 2-drink minimum, and drinks are like $15, $18 a shot. You know what I mean? It's like the thunder is booming out there.
Yeah, it is.
Another announcement, Joffrey's Coffee locations spread throughout Walt Disney World is coming out with their hot and iced fall drinks.
Okay.
Don't pumpkin spice my summer yet.
Yeah, this is a little early for
Yeah.
all of the pumpkin stuff to be coming out, but this is about the time of year that everybody starts pushing fall. So
Yeah, so pumpkin pie latte, pumpkin game changer. Not sure what that's about.
Whatever it is, it's a game changer.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Indy.
Really?
And of course, the caramel apple chai tea latte. So
Those are all lost on me because I don't like coffee.
And I don't
Yeah,
like
nothing.
pumpkin.
So,
yeah.
wish
So-
I liked coffee, but no, not so much.
Yeah.
Saves me a lot of money in the long run anyway.
That just reminded me. I don't think I did my intros, did I?
No, you didn't. You suck.
That's Dave Indy. That's Dave Indy, and that's Tanya.
Like Simba at my feet.
Simba's on the feet.
Conus somewhere.
Let's be honest. We're almost at our 100th show. If they don't know who you are now,
I know.
it's irrelevant.
Good point.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to interrupt here for a second.
No shocker.
I
Simba
know,
joins.
right?
Rare.
And I know this
Rare
isn't really
Simba.
technically a theme park, but Gaylord Hotels.
Ah, I know
Since
where you're going.
there's a Gaylord Palms that's right outside of the one entrance of Disney,
Correct.
the ice displays are back this year for Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, so there's 5 locations. Each one has a different theme. So the Gaylord Opryland Resort in Nashville is going to have a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer theme.
had a very shiny nose.
Gaylord Rockies Resort in Aurora, Colorado is going to be a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Nice.
Gaylord Texan Resort in Grapevine, Texas is going to be the Polar Express, which we saw a few years ago.
Yeah, they had that
in
down here a
Orlando.
few years
Yep.
ago.
Gaylord National Resort in National Harbor, Maryland is going to be a Christmas story. And
That's where my college graduation was.
Gaylord Palms Resort in Kissimmee. How the Grinch Stole Christmas!
Oh my God.
We are so going this year. Oh my God.
That'll be good.
We have to go.
I knew there was a reason why it was so important to interrupt the podcast with that. I just couldn't figure out what it was. I literally just figured out what it was.
Yeah. We so need to go see the Grinch.
Oh my God.
That's the only good thing about the holidays coming back, especially with Universal, because his is
Next level.
Yeah.
Whoever
Who
does
is
that
the
is
Grinch
like
is
up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's next level.
So
They see the videos of them handing out the onions and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, and the fact
That's
that he
awesome.
actually takes a bite sometimes.
It's unbelievable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's hardcore.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And the video out with him covering his ears, screaming "not Christmas music" immediately made me think of Bill.
Absolutely.
I am not anti-Christmas. Let that be known for all the haters out there.
I'm surprised you haven't gone to Michigan. There's that
I
really
am
big
not
Christmas town up
anti-Christmas.
there with a big
Yeah.
store.
I just think it's over commercialized and
Yes.
it's played out. And
It
it's all
is.
about how much money you spend instead of what the real
No, I
meaning of
agree.
Christmas is. So that's kind of a turnoff for me.
Yeah, no, I lost. It's kind of like Valentine's Day,
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
don't
we
even
do a
get me
pretty
started
good
on
job.
Valentine's Day, dude.
commercial day.
God. Hey, did you hear that Master Chef Morimoto came to Disney Springs last week?
Yeah, they had that that tasting.
Yeah.
That limited dinner.
Mhm.
That was
Remember
like
we were talking about that
$5,000
on a
a
previous
person, whatever.
podcast where you could buy a special thing
Yeah.
and you get the whiskey that the
It was like $5,000.
$5,000 a person,
they
something like
just
that.
had that this past, what was it, a week and a half ago or so?
And if
Yeah.
it wasn't this weekend, it's next weekend is the Maroon 5 special event after dark.
Oh, at Universal.
$500 to go watch them in
Yeah.
concert.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, where are you getting these prices from?
Yeah, they better be taking me to Denny's afterwards or something.
Right? I better get a hug after this release or
Yeah.
something, right? And then, of course, Hollywood and Vine Buffet has opened at Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
That's awesome because I love buffets.
Oh, yeah.
And so now
Buffets.
the buffets are not only returning, coming back to Disney, but Hollywood and Vine has theirs open inside the park. And is that one over by Beach Club?
Oh, Cape May Cafe.
Cape May Cafe. She's angry. Mother Nature's angry.
Yeah.
I'd say Boma
like the
Boma
past
was
few
really
days.
good. That was my first
Yeah.
time having the buffet.
Oh,
The
really?
buffet?
I
Yeah, the
love
buffet over
Boma.
there.
The zebras.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jen.
Gosh.
The lion steaks.
Lion steaks instead of loined, you know.
Hey,
These
they
are the jokes,
appreciate it.
people. These are
Classic.
the jokes.
Hey, they
Classic.
laughed. That's all that mattered.
That's
Right.
true. That's very true.
Like they haven't heard that like for the 1,000th time.
Yeah, maybe
you
not, but they
know?
enjoyed it. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, right?
And the fact I say it with a straight face instead of giggling like a 12-year-old. Can I get the lion?
Hey, Princess
serious.
Week returns this Disney this week, right? So this upcoming week, the 21st through 27th, is Princess Week.
Yeah.
So prepare to get princessed out. They got all kinds of events going on this week.
What about Prince Week?
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Awkward.
I want Purple Rain.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
When Doves Cry.
really? Can't be
Red
Aladdin. It
Corvette.
can't be. Aladdin's not even technically a prince. He's Prince Ali in the movie, but he's not.
You're
a
not
prince.
keeping up on the prince I was naming?
Yes, I was.
He's already off the exit. You're still on the highway, girl.
No,
Come on.
I understood
She's
where
pulling
he
into a
was
rest stop to look at the
going,
map.
But I understood where he was going, but I was like, really?
So let's stay on task, people. According to Disney, World Princess Week highlights the impact of Disney princesses and the courageousness and kindness they inspire in fans all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Mother Nature. Princess movie screens at
We may be
movies
moving
underneath
this
the
indoors
stars.
shortly.
Blah blah blah. Nah, we're fine. We're good. We're good. It's just a look. I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for a while.
Bring out the golf clubs. We'll just each hold one.
There you go. Kona joins the podcast. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Here, let me move my stuff, cat.
Yeah. Wouldn't give you the time of day, but now we're doing the podcast. He shows up.
Yeah, because he says, like, wait, Simba got rubbed.
So here's a list of some of the stuff going on at Walt Disney World for Princess Week.
Okay.
Princess-themed DJ dance parties at Disney Springs on August 21st and 27th.
Oh, cool.
Tiana and Naveen-inspired paper crown giveaway at the American Adventure Pavilion in Epcot.
Oh, that's cute.
Princess-themed food and beverages across all resorts. Magic key holders.
I may be running to Walt Disney several times this week.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, when I say magic key holders, we're referring to Disneyland because they're doing it out there as well.
Okay.
Okay? Magic key holders can get a photo opportunity at Stage 17 at Disney's California Park Adventure, right?
Okay.
See Disney artist Stacy Martin draw Disney princesses in the Wonderground Garden in downtown Disney, and that's out in California.
California, yep.
21st, 12 through 4. And the artist known as Brandy has written a song for Princess Week, and she is releasing it. It's called Starting Now. And they're going to do it at the Royal Promenade Cavalcade of Princesses and Queens, including that song at Disneyland Paris.
So
Wow,
Epcot's
okay.
not going to have the Norway Princesses Bikini Contest?
Really?
I really wish they would because,
You guys.
I'm excited. My girls are coming back.
They can wear zebra print.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's next level right there.
I hate both of you so much right now.
So from the We Can't Make This Up department, 15-year-old boy found carrying a handgun in between juice boxes and candy bars at Walt Disney World.
How long ago was this?
It was a
That
while
was
ago.
A while ago.
It was a while ago. I think it was the end of July. But
still, what?
15-year-old boy tried to
Hello?
enter Disney's Animal Kingdom, caught the attention of park security and law enforcement this summer. In a green Gucci backpack containing candy bars and juice boxes, authorities found a stolen handgun.
Stolen on top of it.
The high school freshman said he had no idea that the gun was in the backpack. And according to Orange County Sheriff's report detailing, June 25th, so it was a while ago. The boy's mother said that she borrowed it from his sister prior to going on vacation. So apparently his older 26-year-old sister was responsible for
The juice boxes and the candy bar.
Right. So his mother claims that she didn't know about the gun either and had packed juice boxes and snacks in the backpack right before they left, didn't check the bag. For about 2 years, the boy's sister owned the gun, a black handgun with pink on the grip, said the mother's boy.
Probably a Taurus.
Yeah, probably, right? They like to make all those different colors.
Yeah,
right?
the roommate has one. Little 380.
In other news, Universal has announced that they have seen an increase in guest attendance due to the bias of Disney. Now, this is a very controversial topic. We're not going to get too deep into this. But as we all can recognize, that Disney has been very controversial lately between their stance with Governor Ron DeSantis. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yes.
We are literally risking our lives for you people. Just kidding.
Good thing I finished my beer.
Right? Let's probably go get another one. So essentially what's going on is claiming woke actions, if you will. I'm not going there. But Disney has been very controversial lately. The knocking heads with DeSantis, the whole LGBTQ thing.
Yep.
Now they're talking about dropping Walt's name and just calling it Disney World instead of Walt Disney World.
That has not been confirmed. That is a major rumor.
But they added
and
Walt
it
back
has
to
not.
the enchantment
I'm
thing.
going to be bringing that up.
Even Mother Nature's not happy. So some of the reasons why they justify Disney's lack of attendance and Universal's increase of attendance is the reservation system, right?
Oh, yeah.
Guests have been citing price, their personal beliefs, the ability to see everything in one day, and even some guests are saying that the resorts are more affordable and cleaner.
Yeah. So what about SeaWorld, bro?
SeaWorld, bro.
SeaWorld, bro.
I mean, it's next level. Will this continue? We don't know. I mean, we got Epic coming open here in another couple of years. That's going to play a role.
2025. By the summer of 2025, Comcast says.
I will tell you, though, if Disney doesn't start chilling out, they're going to start losing a lot of people. And now there's other rumors out there about they're going to do away with the annual passes permanently because of the fact that
This ain't the Hawaii problem.
the rumor out there was that Disney was going to get rid of the annual passes permanently because it wasn't cost effective to Disney.
However, Disneyland, they just rolled out new Disneyland pass holder packages. So
Right.
that kind of negates that whole rumor.
Does it, though?
Disneyland would get rid of
If
them
they
before
were getting
Disney
rid of
World.
it, yes, exactly. If they were going to get rid of it, they would have not have come up with new passes for Disneyland.
They're just going to price it to the point where
Especially
they're going to
since
price people out.
Disneyland is more.
Have you seen the prices?
I stopped looking a long time ago because honestly, I haven't been to Disney since the whole COVID thing rolled out and
Yeah,
the reservation kicked in.
The top tier for Disneyland is $15.99.
Yeah.
And includes blackout dates from December 21st through I think the 31st.
See, the thing that kills me is I'm not going to pay for a pass and still got to do the reservation system because with my job and stuff, I can't sit there and plan it out because I never know if I'm going to be on call that week,
Right.
if I'm at work late. So
Well, that's the thing. You just don't want to deal with. I mean, you're paying all this money for the top tier annual pass, and you're still going to have blackout dates?
yeah, no.
No.
That's why I got my SeaWorld pass and I still go to Universal.
Oh, and did you see SeaWorld is offering new free ice cream?
The
I saw
craft
that.
beers, their annual pass benefits are like probably top notch.
Next level, bro. SeaWorld, bro.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Feed the animals, and you get a free animal encounter with your platinum ones.
I know.
Yeah.
I still want to do one.
yeah.
I was debating on
Decide which one we
upgrading.
want.
Yeah, because I thought about doing the penguins.
And we're
That would be cute.
we're gonna be heading over to Aquatica tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll be driving by working next
Yeah.
door to it.
So to answer Tanya's question, the Magic Key holders, which is all of the annual passes over at Disney, Inspire is $15.99. Believe is $10.99. Enchant Key is $6.99, and Imagine Key is $4.49.
Imagine you want to pay that. Believe you're going to pay that.
Right, exactly. So I mean, you can hold 6 park reservations at one time for the Inspire Key, and it does include parking, 20% off merchandise, 15% off food and beverage, unlimited photo pass, and 20% off Genie Plus. Is it worth it?
Nope. Not to me. I mean, maybe
Well, it depends on.
if you were there and able to get reservations and go regularly to make it beneficial, maybe. But
And
you'd have to go so often to make it count.
keep in mind that's only for 2 parks, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we here have everything. Good God, Mother Nature's angry.
No, it was somebody sawing is what I was suddenly confused
Yeah, no,
about.
it's crazy because you're hearing the background from the static.
And it sounded like the neighbor or someone was sawing something.
Yeah. So as we progress through this Thunder Rolls here, we're going to bring in Mr. Dave Indy with your Universal news.
Definitely. And I do have a phone somewhere underneath this hat.
Kona, let me paint a picture for you guys. Kona is literally laid, sprawled out over the bar,
On my notes.
laying on his notes and phone.
Yeah.
And Simba's in the other corner just chilling,
Yeah. Simba was originally here.
which is rare because Simba doesn't typically come to the bar like at all.
Just like, I want to hang out with everybody, see what the hype's about.
Yeah. And Kona's just like in everybody's face. So
Pretty much. So definitely, like you said, Universal's growing and stuff. In fact, to the point where the new Epic Hotel could be completed a year before the park. So in 2024, or the end of the quarter of 2023, we could see the new hotel, the Universal's Helios Grand Hotel, and I may be butchering the name on that one, which is only, I didn't realize, 500-unit full-service hotel. That's basically 150 rooms less than Hard Rock, which that makes it pretty small. But if it's a grand hotel, be curious on that, with Epic again opening in 2025. So,
right, but that makes sense. They can open the hotel and start making money.
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it's smaller, but they don't have a ton of land because the park is going to take up 99% of that area.
Well, the thing that surprises me, though, is, and I didn't know this until recently, the main hotels that have the word Lowe's in it over at Universal are 4 stars and above. If it has Universal, they're usually less. Yet this one is Universal's, but it's supposed to be at least a 4-star hotel. So I'm curious why Lowe's isn't part of that name. So, because that's unusual.
Do you ever see the Lowe's Universal relationship ever going away?
No. And like I found out not long ago, Hard Rock Hotel is a secret partner in a lot of those hotels on the back end. So they're backing it as well. So, and you got this new one coming. There's a 750 one that's been permitted that's going to go in on the corner of where Kirkman comes into Universal. And there's rumored of a third hotel, at least 3 that'll be there for the Epic. So it's going to be its own, basically, little resort with its own city walk style and everything. And it'll continue to grow. So be interesting to see what happens. And then speaking of Epic, supposedly they're going to get another Kuka, and I butcher that probably as well, arm ride. Think of Forbidden Journey, the ride system that they use on that one. But the big difference is for the Forbidden or the Harry Potter ride that'll be over there. It's supposedly going to be, instead of mounted behind the seat, underneath it to where it could basically spin. I'll say I kept hearing it with maybe been Fantastic Beasts, but I'm learning more and more, and maybe more towards the Ministry of Magic is what they're kind of aiming for on the new Harry Potter section.
Interesting.
So it might be a dueling battle where the vehicle arm can spin, so you're battling two wizards or Death Eaters or something at the same time.
Yeah, sort of like the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of stuff.
Kind of that, as well as everything. Yeah, that's getting
She's
crazy.
angry. She is angry today.
Elevator rides where it looks like the flume where you're coming through the fire into the Great Hall is supposedly being built right now as part of it. So definitely a lot of work going on over there at Epic, which anyone that drives by is going to see a lot of craziness. Universal's also filed a petition to use the name Epic Boulevard over there at Universal. And if they don't get that, then they want Epic Parkway. So
Weak.
as well as there's also going to be a street called Constellation Way are slated. Supposedly, I'm not sure which one of these because it didn't specify. I'm assuming it's going to be the Epic, but the road will be a 1.06 mile long and connect to the extension of Kirkman. And then Kirkman obviously is getting the extension of a 1.7 miles between Carrier and Universal Boulevard on that one. So that'll be interesting once that's done.
Right through Lockheed Martin.
And it looks like they're building a bridge over that one little section that sits. So
Yep.
that'll be interesting on that one. Anyone who's going to be in the parks here soon, as of, depending on when this goes out, the 21st tomorrow through the 26th, Rip Ride Rocket is going to be temporarily closed. Basically just a standard refurb on that one, just some quick touch-ups. So it's only going to be about a week. Anyone also who has an annual pass, as we were talking about benefits earlier, Universal's annual pass appreciation day started on the 15th and will run through September 30th. Basically, you get exclusive special food and drink offerings throughout the resort, discounts, exclusive merchandise. Universal has always done a good job on taking care of its annual pass holders.
Indeed.
So
See what I did there? Indeed.
Yeah, I got
Universal.
it. So,
Yeah.
Tip your bartenders and waitresses.
Professional. Absolutely
Exactly.
professional.
Don't try this at home, people.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Our favorite time, as we talked about earlier with Grinch and stuff, Universal did announce its holidays. It'll run from November 12th through January 1st of 2023. All the favorites are returning. The parades, Grinchmas, the castle lights over there will be again over in Hogsmeade and stuff on the castle for Harry Potter.
As
I'm
the
so
rain.
glad everything's coming back to normal.
Oh, I know. So all the favorites are returning. I mean, my biggest thing is I love watching the videos of the Grinch. Definitely crazy. Revenge of the Mummy was recently doing team member testings. They were supposed to run it through this weekend, but those got canceled, I saw. Basically, they got enough data to run basically through the system right now. I've heard supposedly there was an entire new track installed, but I'm surprised I never saw track photos anywhere. So I don't know where they were storing that, if that's the case. But I know they had new sensors, and that's where the testing was delaying a lot of stuff because they weren't being able to cycle like they wanted. New special effects. The screens were replaced with 4K. And supposedly the queue line story was kind of updated to make it more, instead of like the curse might be real, to the curse is real. Again, Universal people can't really talk about it, so...
Right, but the cool part about it is it's just been updated technologically, right?
Yes,
So it's going to be next level.
It's still the same great, and I've heard Brandon Fraser still doesn't get his cup of coffee on the end. So I don't understand how they've updated it to move away if they're from that to still having him. So that'll be interesting to see. And then obviously as we move into that time of year, HHN Tribute Store is currently under construction. Not a date yet on when it's going to go, but there is hints on the little glass display windows outside on how they're setting it up. One of them basically hints at the Dead Coconut Club, so I don't know if it's going to have that kind of 1920s or early era theme of like one of those retro clubs and stuff that, you know, the Roaring 20s would have had or something of that nature. So it'd be interesting to see what they do there. And some people even hint that there may be another house that appears later on. Who knows, even over at City Walk with the Red Coconut, since I don't think that's open currently as well.
Nope.
We could see something there. And then obviously Halloween Horror Nights released its full details. I won't go into the Hollywood one, but I want to cover real quick for here. The full list of the houses we already knew was The Weekend, Halloween, the Horrors of Bloomhouse, which was the Black Phone and Freaky, and Universal Monsters Legacies Collide. The other ones that were announced was the Spirits of Covet, Bugs Eaten Alive, Fiesta de Chupacabras, Hellbreak Horror, which is a prison one. Dead Man's Pier Winter Wakes, which will be the Cold House, and Descendants of Destruction. Your 2 shows returning is going to be Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire, which last year that was phenomenal, seeing the fuel with the pyrotechnics and the magic and stuff. Ghoulish, A Halloween Tale will be the Lake Show on that one. And then your Scream Zones or Scare Zones will be Horrors of Halloween, Scarecrow, Cursed Soil, Sunset Revenge, Graveyard Deadly Unrest, which I walked through that one. That's the one on the main street in front of Bourne, and Conjure the Dark. And Hollywood this year, for the first time, will actually get its Death Eaters over in Hollywood. So I'm curious if we'll see those appear at Hogsmeade.
If we were going to see that in Hogsmeade or not.
Yeah, that was always cool to see on that one. So that's definitely...
Because they have had them in Hogsmeade before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I've got photos of them from previous going through there. So they haven't announced anything, but it would make sense, I would think, to also put that over in the other side of Wizarding World in Diagon Alley. I mean, it's already Halloween going on.
Yeah.
And then something I have heard, because Disney owning the right of Simpsons, they may not have the Chainsaw People in Simpsons this year because of infringement on IP. So I'd be curious to see if that's now a safe zone. Because it's always been one of my favorites to sit and watch the Chainsaw People chase stupid people. Oh, mentally challenged people, I guess I should say. When you go to a thing at night that's horror and then you're going to run around screaming bloody murder. I'm like, never made sense.
Yeah, but you also have to remember, though, this could be hired actors too, right? I mean, there's a lot of kids that get hired to do that kind of stuff to keep it exciting.
True.
You know what I mean?
But then there's some that you can tell are genuinely just like, oh my God. I mean, I guess if it's like if you're afraid of clowns and they're a clown, I get it.
Why you got to go to the clowns, bro?
I really hope they have a lot of clowns this year.
Yeah, well, I won't be going, so you don't have to worry about that.
Just going to go around and put little clown pictures on the outside of your windows.
Right?
As the rain comes down, Mother Nature is angry today.
Yeah, what did you do, Bill?
I have no idea. We dated in high school. It was awkward. You know, it's just a... Thank you, Mr. Dave Indy. There it is with your Universal news. And now we bring in the lovely Tanya with your Disney news.
Well, to continue with the Halloween party theme, we're going to be talking about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It started on August 12th and runs on select nights till October 31st. And we will be going this year for the first time in mid-September, so very excited about that.
Well, you will be going for the first time in September.
You've been to Mickey's Not So Scary?
I've been to everything, Tanya.
Whatever. Anyway.
5-star steakhouse.
So the event runs from 7 p.m. till midnight with entry to the Magic Kingdom as early as 4 p.m. If you're going to the Magic Kingdom as a regular guest and not for the Halloween party, hours are from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. So knowing if you do not have a wristband, you will be asked to leave starting at 6 p.m.
Yep.
You know the drill.
Yes.
I've been kicked out before.
Yeah,
Yep.
me too.
Some new additions and changes are the Powerline Party Time Pre-Parade Boo to You Parade. The Boo to You Parade is going to be running twice a night on 9:15 and 11:15.
Have you seen that parade? It's pretty badass.
I do like it. I like the grave diggers with the shovels.
Yep.
But
The main thing that I want to see, and
Headless
I
Horseman.
will have my butt parked on Main Street, is the Headless Horseman coming down Main Street.
Yep. That's going to lead the parade.
That is the main reason
I will
wanna
say,
go.
I will say white for the second parade because, and I watched it in Frontierlands because I had at the time. I'm going to see if it's a button.
I'm waiting to hit. Kona literally just walked over my soundboard, and I was waiting to see if he hit a button.
I turned off the podcast.
Yeah, he did good.
He did good.
What's this do?
What are you
Click.
doing? What are you
But
doing?
yeah, like because everyone wants the 9 o'clock and then bounce after the fireworks. Watching the
okay.
second parade,
Yeah, 'cause
you
the
have a
fireworks
better
are at
viewing.
10:15,
You
yeah.
always had a better viewing,
Right.
especially over near the Old Splash Mountain and Frontierland.
Well, and what I also heard was from, if you saw like the Headless Horseman coming down Main Street, there's literally like 15, 20 minutes until the rest
Yes.
of the parade catches up.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And the whole boo to you thing, there's all kinds of stuff coming out. And when we get to our sponsor section, we'll talk about that. Christine hit me up There's all this Boo to You stuff coming out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
big time. So she was down here for a couple of days, not to get off track. She was unable
Never
to
on the
join us for the
podcast.
podcast, but
Yes.
she said the next trip they're gonna actually go out of their way to make sure they come by and do the
Awesome.
podcast.
Yeah,
So-
the very first Not So Scary, I actually went and paid just to stay to watch the Headless Horseman.
Is that
I
right?
paid the $70
Yeah,
just for that.
I so
awesome.
want to see. That's like, I can't wait.
That's like what?
Anyway, shut up.
Now the sun's out.
Anyway, back and it's still raining.
But
And it's still
pouring.
raining. Like, I don't get this.
Welcome to
welcome.
Florida.
Florida weather. Come on.
The
you know
sun
this.
is out. It's
Anyway,
still
back
angry.
To Disney news. Hush.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
So back to Powerline Party Time pre-parade. That will feature Max Goofy. So character
perfect
that
cast.
we don't usually see. So Max Goofy and his dance pals. So I don't know who's going to be dancing with him, but
Well, it's goofy, so we can take a shot.
That's like the
And
most
this only-
underrated cartoon.
yeah. And this only takes place on Main Street, USA, and in Town Square. So it does not start in Frontierland. It's just
Wow.
going to be
They come
That's
out from that
unusual.
gate. Maybe they come out by Tony's Square and then go in the other one, I would
Yeah,
assume.
I'm
yeah,
thinking.
maybe.
But also, new trick-or-treating bags are made out of a durable, reusable bag material. Will be handed out. One side has the 50th anniversary logo, and the other side is Vampire Mickey with "Let's Boo This."
Let's boo this.
Yeah. Another keepsake that's being handed out as you exit at the end of the night near the train station. Cast members give guests 2022 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party art in honor of Walt Disney's 50th anniversary.
Nice.
Very
So
cool.
that'll be cool. There's plenty of photo ops can be found throughout the park. 3 specifically are Legend of Sleepy Hollow backdrop near the Plaza restaurant, which we'll definitely wait to have our picture taken there.
Just so you know.
Just so I know. You see how this works, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see? She's already got it
Look,
planned
this
out.
is my first time
And
going, and
Remember, Bill, she
Why?
just wants her input on the decision making.
shut up.
That's
both of
right.
you.
That's right. So,
Hocus Pocus 2 in Liberty Square. And another one that I would like to do is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride in Stitch's Great Escape.
That would be 4. Right?
Yeah.
That's a total
my
of 4.
God,
Yeah.
it's like crazy out here right now.
Yeah, it is.
Also, plenty of PhotoPass magic shots can be found as well. You know, Hitchhiking Ghosts and Constance, and those are all spread out throughout the park as well. Lots of meet and greets with characters. Holy moly!
Oh, I believe it.
Characters are. So you've got obviously the main ones, Sally and Jack Skeleton.
Yes.
And if you are going to be going to the Halloween party, they said to start lining up at like 4:30. Because, and now remember, it doesn't open
Well, if you-
technically until 7.
Yeah, but if you have
But-
a ticket, you're in.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but the line gets really super long for Sally and Jack Skeleton, and we'll not be waiting for that. But anyway, you've got Mickey Mouse, Ariel and Prince Eric, Belle and Gaston, Tigger, Pooh, Eeyore and Piglet, Drizella and Anastasia, Timon, Vampirina, Doc Muffins, Fancy Nancy, Witch Minnie, Princess Daisy, Pumpkin Donald, Pirate Goofy, Abu and Aladdin, Genie, Jafar, Jack Sparrow, Country Bears, and Elvis Stitch.
Elvis Stitch?
Yes!
Oh, God.
So I definitely want my picture taken with Elvis Stitch. You gotta do Stitch. Come on.
Let it go, Elsa. Let it go.
Whatever.
This Elvis stuff.
Let's see. Fireworks projection show is called Happy Hollow Wishes, which will be at 10:15. Attractions are receiving special enhancements for the party. You have Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Mad Tea Party, and Space Mountain that will all have the special overlays.
Space Mountain is pretty cool when it has the overlay.
Yeah. The Cadaver Dan's Barbershop Quartet is back and will be making 5 appearances throughout the night. Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular.
That's
it's a
good.
stage show. That will be in For August and September, 3 times each night, 8:35, 10:45, and midnight.
Dropped one.
And then in October will be 4 times a night, the addition of a 7:40 show.
That is definitely worth seeing. That one's good.
Yeah.
The lady who sits in front of the Haunted Mansion and
Constance.
does improv,
Yeah.
Constance. She's entertaining as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the Headless Horseman, like,
Yeah.
are the 3 things that are like.
The big boys, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And then not to mention plenty of themed food and drink items as well.
Yeah.
So,
As
and
well.
trick-or-treating. You can't forget the trick-or-treating.
There is free candy involved.
Yes, there
Yeah,
is free
pro
candy.
tip, get a giant bag from one of the gift shops. Keep dumping your candy into the gift bag.
Yeah, that's one thing. One person said that the bags that they hand out
Are small.
are on the
Oh, yeah.
small side, but
Get a gift shop bag. Like I said, I left with a trash bag almost full of candy.
You are officially that guy.
I am.
You know, there's
I didn't
kids
need
out
it.
there that didn't get candy because you did that.
Look, I sent my candy to Ethiopia, okay?
nice.
See, look, God is angry.
Yeah, see.
God can get his own
You
candy.
know.
Or Mother Nature. Maybe you took Mother Nature's candy back in high school.
We used to date back in the day, so
Well, you're old enough.
Whatever. Anyway,
she was a freak. What can I tell you?
so that's kind of what you need to know about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Once we go to it, which is another, I think, 4 weeks yet. So we will.
It's worth going to.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
a lot.
so
Are you going to dress
excited.
up?
I don't know yet.
Bill,
I want to.
You shut your dirty mouth.
I brought it up the other day about dressing
go
up,
as
and he
Elvis
kind of
Stitch.
looked at me.
You shut your dirty mouth, Dave Indy.
You going to go as Elvis Stitch?
Oh, he should.
What else you had, dear?
Anyway, so over at Epcot, some of the popular backstage tours are returning. So you've got, first up is Behind the Seeds over at the Land, a 1-hour walking tour that gives you a close-up of plants, insects, fish, and that's throughout all 4 of the greenhouses, and that is $35 per person.
It really isn't bad when you think about it.
No, not at all. Over at the Seas, you have Epcot Seas Adventures Dive Quest. Guests dive into the 5.7 million gallon saltwater environment and immerse themselves into the sea life surrounding the coral reef. And that is for scuba certified guests only.
Yeah, you better bring a wetsuit too, because that water's
that
cold.
is included. So
No. What I'm saying is that water is so cold you're going to need a wetsuit.
Well, yes. So the cost is $219 per person. You get a 1-hour tour before you do the actual dive.
Yep.
So they show you the facilities and everything. And then you go and change into the gear and wetsuits. They provide all
Yeah.
of that. You can bring your own snorkel and mask, but they will provide all of that for you. The dive itself is about 40 minutes long. And then afterwards, you can shower and everything. They do provide showers and towels and everything for you afterwards.
Wonder how many people have peed in that just to say they've peed in it.
That's a great question.
Really?
What? Be like, yo, I peed in living seas. How many people can say that?
Anyway.
I mean, it's
Just
so
saying.
for all of you who aren't scuba certified, you can do the Dolphins in Depth tour. Guests get to meet the bottlenose dolphins at the seas to learn about their behavior and talk with the experts who work with them every day. That tour is $199 and it's 3 hours, and wetsuits are provided for that one as well. All 3 tours return on October 2nd, and they go on sale beginning August 22nd. So another few days here, those go on sale. And last but not least, Walt Intro added to Disney Enchantment Nighttime Spectacular.
Very cool. Have you
So-
seen
Yes.
this yet?
Well,
no, I haven't seen that part.
it
The testing has
hasn't-
happened.
Yeah, the testing has happened. So testing showed a few nights ago the addition of various Walt Disney images. No word yet as to when these additions will be added to the story, and we'll stay tuned for updates.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand about whole dropping Walt's name. Like, I don't get why they would even consider that. He's such an intricate
Yeah,
part
but we
of
don't
this
know
place.
where or who even started that rumor.
Yeah, it's
so
true. It's
it might not
unconfirmed.
even be
It's
anybody
unconfirmed. I
from-
recognize that. But
I really don't see that happening.
Bob Paycheck.
Bob Paycheck. Speaking about unconfirmed, this I can confirm. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. We're going to bring him in, Mr. Dave Indy, with their Ask Indy segment. This is the segment where you can write into the show, visit our Facebook page, drop your question, hashtag Ask Indy, and he will research and talk to you on the podcast.
Yep.
Mr. Indy, the floor is yours, sir.
It's kind of dirty.
Yeah, it's, well, okay.
It's a tiki bar.
It's a tiki bar, and it's raining, and it's very loud today.
Yes, it is.
Lots of thunder.
Oh, and something I forgot to mention. I meant to bring this up early, but it wasn't for Hollywood, so I kind of skimmed over it. Just for you, Bill. If you make it out to California, Voodoo Donuts has an exclusive annual pass holder churro donut.
Stop it.
Yeah, it looked really.
Stop
I got
it.
so excited when I saw it, and then I saw it said only Hollywood, and I was like, damn.
They better bring that to Florida.
For $3.50, so that's not bad for it either.
Oh, not at all. They better bring that to Florida. That's all I'm
It
saying.
looked really good.
We're going to have to go to City Walk and check that out.
In California.
Okay.
Well, okay, it's in California, but I'm sure we can talk to people.
All right. So my question is from Tim in Tennessee. He wanted to know, what was Universal Orlando's first roller coaster?
Universal Orlando's
The resort as a
first
whole.
roller coaster. That's a great question. Is it still with us or no?
Maybe.
Ooh. First roller coaster. Maybe still with us. I want to say Mummy.
I'm going to go with Dueling Dragons.
Ooh, that's a good guess. But that was Islands of Adventure. That didn't happen until
Are we
99.
only talking about Universal Studios?
No, I'm talking in general,
about in
Universal
general?
Orlando.
Okay, now if you remember, let us recall that Universal Studios started in 1991. Islands of Adventure started in 1999. Islands of Adventure has more.
Oh, so maybe Rip Ride Rocket?
No, because that's a fairly new roller coaster. The only original rides that are left in Universal are Men in Black,
But that's
E.T.
not a roller coaster, though.
I know. I'm just kind of going through my head on exactly what's left that's still original.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't.
Men in Black wouldn't have been original. That was not there when it first
Okay,
was built.
no, you're right. E.T. is still original.
That's the only
I
original
was going to say
technically
that's
from
the
opening day.
technically.
Right, but you're saying the very first roller coaster.
Yeah, I didn't say it had to open on opening day. I just said the very first coaster.
Damn you, Dave Indy.
I know. I hear that a lot.
'Cause
Usually
I
from
don't remember there being roller coasters really prior to.
Well, I remember the Mummy being one of the originals. So I'm sticking with that.
I'm
the
going to
Mummy.
stick with Dueling Dragons. I don't know.
I'll have to figure out when Mummy opened. But actually, it was Woody Woodpecker's Nut House coaster, which is a kiddie coaster, but still a coaster. It opened in 1999.
Fail. Choke yourself.
Wow. Okay.
But here's the thing. It opened on March 13th of 1999. Islands of Adventure opened its coasters on May 28th of 1999. So it barely beat out the four coasters of IOA.
So you're almost close.
So
You were
she was
close there.
Very close.
Very close.
On that one. I don't know when Mummy
okay.
opened. Now I got to look.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, the official mascot of Universal is still today
Yep.
Woody Woodpecker.
Yes.
That's
We learned that in another
right.
podcast.
So many people don't even realize that Universal has a mascot, and not many people know Woody Woodpecker. All the young kids would never know Woody Woodpecker. So
Well, they redid the cartoons, but they were like crappy
yeah, not so much.
when they redid it. Woody Woodpecker opened in 2000, Mummy opened in 2004.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, not even close. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's your Ask Indy.
$40 million.
$40 million for Mummy or for
Mummy.
For Mummy. Wow, crazy. Thank you, sir. Greatly
Of course.
appreciate it. Now we're going to move into our random topic, and I think the atmosphere right now is actually kind of perfect for my random topic, because we're going to talk about something that possibly includes Mother Nature here. Well, it does include Mother Nature,
I was
but
gonna say,
hurricane season is upon us. It's been unusually quiet this year. Some people say, including your brother Nick, that we're not going to get a single hurricane this year.
No, I need a hurricane.
He is wrong.
sorry, Nick.
But every year we come across this and we give out our top 5 strategies, and this is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about hurricanes. This is your random topic.
Random topic.
Now, before we get into it, just wanted to do a little education, if you will, on hurricanes and what they're all about, because many people know all the other natural disasters, but do you know a lot of information about hurricanes themselves? Thank you, Mr. Scorpions. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to rock you like a hurricane here. But we're going to talk about it first. So, a little education, and we're going to go into our top 5 tips while you're coming down here in the parks during hurricane season. Now,
Such a dork.
I am a dork. Yes. Thank you very much. Moving on. Okay, so end of August, beginning of September, that's the height of hurricane season, so we're starting to get into it. It has been unusually quiet this year.
Yeah, like there.
We haven't had anything remotely close to a hurricane. As you can hear, Mother Nature's not happy today. But for those of you who are not familiar with hurricanes, maybe earthquakes, maybe tornadoes in the Midwest, maybe all kinds of other natural disasters, may not really truly understand what the hurricanes are all about. So we're here to help you. So hurricanes develop over warm water, moist, warm air, and light upper-leveled winds. These are the 3 key ingredients to the formation of hurricanes. Hurricanes begin when the masses of warm, moist air from the ocean surface rise quickly and collide with colder air in the atmosphere. Now, to do this, the water has to be warm. And what I mean by warm is super warm, right? Mm-hmm. The warmer the water, the more violent the storms, the more quickly a hurricane can develop. Yep. Now, the good thing about hurricanes, it's not like an earthquake. It's not like a tornado that just kind of show up and knock on your door unannounced. A hurricane's going to give you a heads up. Hey, I'm going to be in town next week. Do what you got to do. A hurricane's going to let you know it's coming. So there's no surprises. Okay, every once in a while, we'll get that one hurricane that develops offshore, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's on top of us. But the majority of time, we've got at least a week before it shows up.
Yes.
Yes.
We got to get the guest bedroom clean. We got to clean up the bathroom, right? We're having guests.
Well, depending on the severity. If it's over a Cat 3, yeah, we're not staying.
Yeah. So being in Florida as long as we have become numb to the whole thing because honestly, at the end of the day, a hurricane is just a heavy rainstorm to us.
Yep.
You know, we've seen the best of times. We've seen the worst of times. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, in Central Florida, there's not much threat.
No.
It's going to be a lot of wind, a lot of rain, a lot of flooding, maybe a tree down.
No,
and a lawn
quite a
chair.
few trees.
and a lawn chair will get knocked over and we will rebuild, right? So how the different ratings of hurricanes go is based off the Saffir-Simpson scale, which goes by the winds. So the stronger the winds, the stronger the hurricane, right?
Is that how that works?
Yes, that's how it works.
Melt.
Wow. Ice melt, hashtag.
Stay with me, people. Stay with me. So the Saffir-Simpson scale ranges 5 categories, and it starts out with category 1, which is sustained winds of 75 to 95 miles per hour. Category 2 hurricanes, sustained winds of 96 to 110. 3 is 111 to 129. 4 is 130 to 156. And 5, hashtag finger of God, hashtag Katrina, would be 157 or greater.
Yep.
Right. As you remember, Katrina developed into beyond a level 5 and absolutely destroyed Louisiana.
Yeah.
I mean,
sadly. And
Yeah.
parts of Mississippi.
really
and-
killed everything that's in that area, right?
Well, that and the levee broke, so that was kind of
Yeah.
the downside.
Yeah, that didn't
Well,
help, right?
We had friends that lived in Mississippi that lost their house.
Lost everything,
Yep.
right? So understand that if it's anything 3 or higher, you run the risk of severe damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind, and this is the one thing that we're going to drive home here is, as you hear throughout the whole entire podcast today, Mother Nature always wins.
Yes.
She obviously didn't get my text that we were doing this podcast today. And she decided to send the boomers throughout our whole entire podcast, right?
Yep.
So anything above category 3, you have to exercise caution.
Yes.
And if it's a cat 5, yeah, we're leaving. Hopefully we have a house to come back to, right?
I'll be locked down at work.
Now, when we moved into our home, the very first year we were down here,
Yep. 5
we
years
got
ago
hit
with Irma.
Irma. Irma was a big storm that came through, if you
She
remember.
was a cat 3.
And she was only a cat 3, and she did significant damage to this house. We lost the screens. We lost a lot of stuff. So, and we had the thing that go through the
Irma
roof.
was your
and
first one here?
That was
Yeah.
Irma was the first year.
Where were
we
you when
here.
Charlie, Ivan, Francis, and
Rita?
Gene?
We were here in Florida. I was still in the Coast Guard at the time. I was still here in Florida. Tanya was not. But I was actually in Hurricane Charlie offshore in a motor lifeboat.
Wow.
So I was actually in the middle of a hurricane out there. And I can tell you it was the most extreme experience I've ever seen in my life. Seas went from 3 foot, 5 foot to 10 foot to 15 foot within
When you're looking above the waters above the boat.
right. And we're talking like 5 minutes. Like that's how extreme it got. We got into Canaveral. I was relocating to Canaveral and they told me to go an hour before the hurricane hit. So I was caught out there. We had 25 to 30 foot seas going into Canaveral Inlet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and if I didn't graduate from heavy weather school, there's no way I would have killed my crew. Like we would be dead right now, you know. I got into the basin in Canaveral, and the first bands came through, and I had turned the boat into the wind, and I was almost full throttle just to station keep. It was like nothing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I remember being here, but not on a boat.
Yeah, we got lucky. We got lucky that day. It was crazy. But speaking about that, though, the most dangerous parts of a hurricane is, if you can imagine this, you see the circular pattern of a hurricane, if you can just kind of go with me there. And then if you literally put a crosshair in between the hurricanes, north, south, east, west, and divide them into 4 quadrants. The quadrants are what we're talking about here, right? So the top right quadrant, if you will, with the 4 corners, is the most dangerous part of a hurricane. This is where the most winds, the most powerful seas are, and everything else. The bottom right quadrant, this is where you'll find the most dangerous winds, okay?
Okay.
The top left quadrant, now we're on the left side of the storm, is most dangerous for storm surge. And if you live down the shore or along the beach line or whatever, the storm surge is what's going to kill you.
Yes.
Essentially, the winds and seas are pushing the water up onto shore. And what was 2 feet is now 25 feet. And it's crazy. If you ever go down to Key West, they have markings on the buildings of how high the water was. Because Key West floods out all the time when there's a major hurricane that goes through, right? So,
Well, yeah, because it's at like sea level.
yeah, exactly. So the bottom left quadrant is known as the weakest. So if any time that you have a hurricane coming at you, you want the bottom left quadrant.
Okay.
Right? You want the bottom left corner of the storm because that's the weakest part of the storm. Anything else, hang on to something because you're going to get hit.
True.
Now
Your
there's
ankles.
In Central Florida, we're not going to take that much of a hit, right? We're going to get a lot of rain. We're going to get a lot of sea. Well, we won't get a lot of seas, but we'll get a lot of rain. We'll get a lot of wind. We'll get a lot of flooding. We'll get maybe trees down, okay? Projectiles for people who don't secure their yards properly, that kind of stuff. You're not going to see storm surge in Orlando, let's be honest. You're going to see a lot of flooding, but you're not going to see storm surge, right? But Cocoa, you know, maybe Clearwater if it's coming out from the Gulf, right?
Yep.
And the thing about Katrina was it was in warm water all the way down, got into the Gulf, which is shallow and even warmer, and that's what blew up. That's what made blow up from a 3 to a 5, right? Here's the issue that we have. Right now, as we have this podcast, the water temperature in the Atlantic is 86 degrees.
Not good, folks.
Nope.
Okay. With it being so warm, with the warm, moist air, I know I did say moist.
Really?
And the
Grow
light
up.
and the light upper winds, this is a recipe for disaster. It really, really is. The conditions are perfect for a major, major hurricane,
No, it is.
right?
And I'm really surprised we haven't seen more activity yet this year.
I am too. Again, I think your brother is smoking crack if he seems to think that we're not getting a hurricane this year. Not only do I think we're getting several hurricanes, but I think we're probably going to get some doozies, right? So if you're coming down in late August or September, you're coming down in the height of hurricane season. With storms developing within days, it's easy to get caught up in one. But rest easy, because in Central Florida, as we said, it's a lot of rain, it's a lot of wind, and there's not much else.
Yep.
This leads us...
Best time to go to a theme park is the day before a hurricane is hitting.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're going to talk about... We're only going to do 5 because we can be here all day, right? But there are some things that we can pass along to you guys. If you come down late August, early September during hurricane season, you get caught in one of these hurricanes, it's a blessing and it's a curse. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
First off, thank you, Dave. First off, know that Disney has their own team of meteorologists, literally teams, and they have their own weather systems. They have their own radar. They have their own stuff. They don't have to rely on anybody. That's why when you have these afternoon storms that come through and there's lightning within 5 miles of the park, they shut down everything. That's because they don't want anybody getting hit by lightning, right? So that happens almost every day.
Yep.
Yes.
But now they're paying attention to the hurricanes. When the hurricane gets close,
You go buy alcohol.
we'll get there.
Hurricane parties.
So
Woo!
that's what we do down here. You know, you don't necessarily have to do that. Just saying. And so they'll put out advisories, and then eventually, if the hurricane gets close within 24 to 48 hours, they're going to shut down the park.
Yep.
Now, when they shut down the park, your plans are going to get ruined, and you're probably going to have to go back to the hotel. But does that mean you have to jump on a plane and go back home, or get back in the car and drive north?
Nope.
Not at all. In fact, if you play it correctly, it might work out to your favor, and we're going to get in there. All right? So the first thing to do is watch the weather. If it's going to be a Cat 3 or a Cat 5, don't come down, because you're just – the best prevent is defense, right? So if you're watching the weather and you see a hurricane coming and it looks like it's going to be a Cat 3 or higher, postpone or cancel your plans.
Yep.
Okay? Because what's going to happen is this hurricane's going to go through. The parks are going to make an evaluation, and depending on the amount of damage that these parks sustain, it could be a week to 2 weeks before they open back up. We've never seen that.
No.
Usually it's like
Not
a
at
day
all.
to
A
2
day,
max.
Right.
Yeah.
But that possibility exists,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so let's just say that you're going to Disney and a hurricane comes through and Disney says, yeah, no, we're done. Okay. You're going to go back to your hotel room, right? Well, stay in your hotel. What a lot of people don't understand is not some, hotels in Orlando are rated for Hurricane 5. and you will be perfectly safe there.
Yes.
They cannot build a hotel in Orlando that's not ready to withstand a hurricane.
Yep.
Correct.
So you're perfectly safe, especially any resort hotel at Disney or Universal or even the ones near SeaWorld. You don't have to worry about anything. You can stay at these resorts and be safe.
Correct.
Now, there's a couple of tactical options that we recommend. Obviously, you want to stay away from the windows.
Your drapes drawn.
Yeah, blinds closed. You know, you're probably going to lose power, right? Some other pro tips that we recommend. Bring a cooler. If you're flying down during hurricane season, you feel like there's a chance that there's a hurricane out there. It looks like it's coming. You're not sure. When you land, run over to Wawa or 7-Eleven and go buy one of those coolers and fill it up with food and drinks and ice. And keep it in your hotel room. Because if you have to relocate back to your hotel for safety reasons, the hotels are probably going to have generator power, which is all great, but everything's going to be closed because of the hurricane. So you're going to have a hard time getting food. You're going to have a hard time getting drinks. You're going to have a hard time getting ice. So,
Well, no, because a lot of the hotels have a hurricane crew that will be staying in each of the resorts, and a lot of the times they will have some food options.
right,
I mean,
but the
they're not gonna
majority of
have-
the places
yeah.
are going to be closed. Let's be
You
honest.
stay at
right?
Sapphire, you can actually use between that and Royal Pacific, the bridge to go between the two hotels. Because I know a couple of people that usually choose to stay at one of those two so they can go back and forth, give a little bit more leg room.
If you're driving down, bring a cooler with you. It's that easy, right? So having a cooler benefits you more than not having a cooler.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
we agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
As we said, in the hotel room, in the hotel is the safest place you can possibly be. You don't have to evacuate. If the state of Florida is issuing mandatory evacuations, it's a 3 or higher hurricane, and you
you don't
may
wanna
have
be
to
here anyway.
evacuate. However, they understand that there's people that have flown down here for vacation, so they're just going to tell you to bunker in place in the hotel,
Yeah.
right? So
If you don't have a cooler, you just want to put ice in your sink, put your drinks and everything in there.
Remember ice melts?
Remember, ice melts. So
Put ice in your wash machine.
that's a great pro tip, Tanya. Thank you.
hashtag ice melts.
Drop some ice in your sink, and you have a drain, and you can use that to keep everything cold. But the downside is that the ice melts quicker that way.
Yes, it does.
We can just find that podcast from back then when we had that.
I know
My
we really
God.
need to.
There's an inside joke there. We're going to leave it right there.
Okay. Through prior podcasts to find it, though.
So let's just say the hurricane comes through. There's going to be a lot of damage. There's going to be a lot of wind damage. There's going to be things, dogs and cats living all over the place, probably some trees down, probably some power lines down, right?
Yep.
You have to be careful when you're traveling around Orlando after a hurricane.
Correct.
There's going to be streets flooded. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. You may have to use alternative routes. And don't go out if you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, you may have to postpone
Most of
things.
the hotels will put, they'll have character meet and greets and everything and
I was
activities.
going to say, I don't know about Universal.
does, yeah.
Do they? Okay, because I know Disney, they'll have characters in the hotels to distract people, and
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
do
Right.
meet and greets,
Right.
and they'll play games, and
Oh, yeah.
you know, they'll
Universal
do all
does
kinds
it
of
as well.
stuff.
They'll have
so-
minions come out
Yeah.
and various Simpsons and stuff.
Now, some people say we're only here for a very limited time. When the hurricane comes through, they lost that day. When it's clearing out, they lost that day, the evaluation day, whatever. Yes, that's true. But that goes back to number one. Pay attention. And if it looks like there's a threat of a hurricane, you may want to reconsider. However, here's the one thing that I wanted to drive home. With the evaluation of these weather teams, once the storm has passed, the threat is gone, right? That's one thing that we've learned down here in Florida.
Yep.
Okay, it's going to come, it's going to do its thing, and then poof, it's gone.
It's
and-
usually sunny and gorgeous, and
Right.
then-
And that's where your key is, folks. You want to talk about a UDN pro tip? Here it is. Get to the parks right after a hurricane. They are going to be empty, and you will have the entire park to yourselves.
Yep.
Yep.
So I did Smuggler's Run.
And there'll be crazies with you. Okay, there'll be people that are just as crazy as you are in these parks, but the park attendance is going to be down because of the hurricane.
You can ride everything.
And you could do everything. And that's a win. They'll evaluate it. And I have seen Disney and Universal reopen within hours of a hurricane leaving us.
Yep.
The hurricane could be in Jacksonville and Disney's open.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
So
especially if they, there's no damage sustained or whatever.
Yeah, I rode out Irma at Universal, and literally the minute, like, it passed us at like 2 o'clock in the morning, because the crazies, all of us were kind of outside looking for the eye of the stuff, and
shocker.
Yeah, but I mean, they took care of us, food and all that, air mattresses. But man, first thing come when the sun hit, or it started to turn morning, they got the okay. The crews were out in the park assessing it, and by like that afternoon,
everything was reopened, right?
Yeah, it was either that afternoon or right the next morning. It was open like within 24 hours. I mean, they were on top of it.
If the park sustains any damage, it could delay its reopening, right? So if you're only down here for a week, the hurricane hits on a Monday, you're supposed to leave on Friday. Okay, the park is damaged. They may open other parks, but they may not be able to open Magic Kingdom for whatever reason, right?
Or something.
Right. You may lose Monday. Tuesday's the evaluation day. If they have not sustained any damage, they're open Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But if they did, you may lose Tuesday, you may lose Wednesday, and now all of a sudden, here we are, you're 3/4 of the way through your vacation, and now you're just getting back to the parks.
Yep.
The one thing that's really, really good about both Universal and Disney is they understand the situation because they've been down here for so long.
Right. This is not their first rodeo with hurricanes. They've been dealing with it for years upon years upon years.
Magic Kingdom has an area in the underground utility pool, just like bins. And you probably remember walking between Tomorrowland and Main Street, that stretch that you could hide a body. It was just bins full of sandbags back in the day to keep stuff from flooding in.
Okay.
And not only that, but they have a whole division just strictly devoted to hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to be ready. They want you to be ready, right? So
a closed park costs them money.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not going to waste them money, right? So if you're smart about the way you do things, you can get away with it and reap the benefits of having an empty park to yourself. If you do not play your cards right, you could ruin your entire vacation.
Yep.
Keep that in mind. It's a gamble. Let's recognize that.
Yes.
One day
Irma was not supposed to hit Central Florida.
Right. And do you remember last year, I think it was, where that hurricane was coming to Florida and it was about to slam into Cocoa and stopped offshore and never hit Florida?
It never came, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, hell no.
It was literally like...
That's where all the beams were like, I'm not going to Florida.
Yeah, exactly. It was literally like 10 miles off the coast of Florida and literally stopped.
Yep.
Turned around and went the other way.
And then we had Charlie and all of them where it just kept weaving. I think it was Ivan that went
came back,
did a loop and came back across.
It's crazy.
And August and September is usually when we're hit the hardest with them.
Yep. You definitely want to plan ahead. You definitely want to keep an eye on the weather. If you feel like you're not comfortable and you don't feel like you can survive this thing or you're just not feeling it, cancel your reservation. Disney and Universal are very understanding. They tend to reschedule or give your money back. Like they'll do that because of hurricanes. And if you're brave enough and you want to reap the rewards of it, stay in your hotel, have your to-go package, have your cooler full of food and everything else, ride the storm out, and then get back to the parks.
Like, depending on when the hurricane comes through. So, just say it's coming through at like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's still going to be open the day before, but all the locals are getting ready for the hurricane, so the parks are empty.
Right before and right after.
Alcohol.
Right before and right after, exactly.
And if you live in Florida, that's your cue to hit the liquor store because we have hurricane parties down here all the time.
Oh, yeah, we're the idiots out in the road.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that was me.
Well, and some of the bars are open too, because they'll be all boarded up, but they'll have a.
The liquor stores by me will stay open until 2-3 in the morning if they can get away with it from safety.
That's a Florida man thing. So there you have it, folks. There is your random topic. And we're so crazy down here. We just throw parties when these hurricanes come. So.
Yeah.
Hurricanes don't scare us. Flying bugs.
Yeah.
People run.
Yeah, exactly. So, honestly, the way we look at things, if it's a Cat 1, don't even bother us. You know what I mean?
it's like,
Cat
ugh,
1, Cat 2, yeah, you
Going to work.
Going to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I'll just walk to work today.
Yep.
You know, so you never have to worry about a drought when a hurricane comes through.
No.
No.
So we're moving on to sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Rockstars and Flowers is killing it. I talked to Clint not too long ago. He's doing very, very well. They are prepping for their January 12th showing.
Yeah, I was going to say,
They
they've got
have
a lot of work to do.
75 paintings done.
Jeez.
Talk about turning and burning.
Right?
My God, they have been cranking out product. They said right now that they have everything they need for the show. Like, they don't have to do anything else. They don't have to paint. They don't have to do anything. All they have to do is work out the logistics, set up what paintings are going where. Like, they are ready, right? And they just sold a bunch of paintings, so things are taking off. Ladies and gentlemen, go check out Rockstars and Flowers,
Yes.
rockstarsandflowersart.com. Go check out their Facebook page. I think they're on Instagram as well.
Yes. I think so.
And if you're looking for a portrait of anything and anybody, they mainly do rock stars, but they'll do anything. And you want your own personal Rockstars and Flowers touch, what they do is they will transpose, they will paint on a canvas a rock star, and then they put their signature touch, which is flowers in the background, and it is phenomenal. I mean, their signature piece is a Jimi Hendrix, and it is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. So go check them out. Also, Scentsy by Christina. She's down here in Florida. She leaves tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
she leaves tomorrow. They were at the Magic Kingdom yesterday.
yeah, too bad we couldn't get in touch with her, couldn't get hook her up. But we're gonna get with her next time when they come back down, and so we'll see her. Hopefully, we can get her on the podcast. I'm really, really hoping we can. So, but she wanted to let us know that talking about Boo to You and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, the Sally and Jack Skeleton, like that whole product line is coming back out again.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Nightmare Before Christmas is coming out on Monday, and anyone who has pre-ordered that castle that we talked about will be able to do so on the 29th, since he's not guaranteed stock, but is available for those who did not pre-order. Big release coming mid-September. Boo to You. Remember Jack Skeleton? What was the name of his dog? Do we remember?
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. And then there was
I smelt.
the ghost.
Oh, Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie, right. So remember,
Ghost, I'm like,
if you go to Universal Disney Net's Facebook page, Christine has posted all the new products coming out, and they have both of those.
Yes, they do.
And with the whole Scentsy, they have all the characters.
Yeah, Jack and Sally have the
Yeah.
set packs that you can put in their back.
As we move into this new season coming up,
Yeah, so if you want to pre-order it,
you got to get on it
yep,
because it's going to go away fast.
let her know. That stuff does sell out. Like they just did Scooby-Doo a couple of weeks ago. Sold out in like hours.
I mean, it was just like, boom, done.
Scooby-Doo. Like, I didn't know Scooby-Doo was still relevant.
oh yeah.
It's crazy, but she's been killing it, and the stuff comes and goes. Like it's like she gets it, and then like everybody buys it, and it's gone. So go check her out, ChrissYP74.Scentsy.us, ChrissYP74.Scentsy, SCENTSY.US. Mother Nature has finally chilled out a little bit here.
Yeah.
At the end of the podcast.
At the end of the podcast.
Go figure.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Mother Nature, for participating.
We're still in the summertime of really, really hot during the day, really, really heavy rains in the evening. We are moving into the height of hurricane season. Please be careful. If you're in these parks, make sure you're drinking, make sure you're hydrating, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Take breaks, because if you don't, you're going to pay the price.
Yes.
So,
And we have said this on most other podcasts, but pro tip is all of the quick service restaurants will give you free ice water.
I know it smelt.
and ice melts. There you go. If there's anything to take away from this podcast, there it is.
Hashtag ice melts.
God, do I love these people. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in these parks, have fun, be safe, and we'll talk soon.
You have been listening to the official Universal Disney Nuts podcast. Please visit our website at worldofudn.com and join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest updates, news, and events from your favorite theme parks. See you in 2 weeks.